was also the comment by Hillary that mass migration or mass immigration has been destabilizing. What happened during the Clinton administration that was destabilizing was NAFTA, which caused mass migration from Mexico. The coup in Haiti was destabilizing. Hillary condemned Trump for setting up concentration camps for migrants. What happened in Guantanamo Bay in the under Clinton for Haitians? There was a concentration camp. The Honduras coup, which she signed off on in 2009, was destabilizing and caused caravans to the US-Mexico border of desperate Hondurans. The Syria dirty war, which she backed to inflict pain on the government in Damascus, was destabilizing and flooded Europe with the largest migration crisis since World War II. The Libya regime change war, that was Hillary's personal passion project, was destabilizing to Europe and flooded Lampedusa and the island of Lesbos with boats full of migrants and destabilized the Sahel across Africa, serving up Boko Haram hordes all the way into Mali. That's her legacy. And yet she's just calling mass migration destabilizing as if it emerges just from a vacuum. That's what I hate about that class in Munich, is that they are always condemning authoritarians and condemning their wars and calling them imperialists. And you're never allowed to discuss context or history with them or acknowledge why Putin might be popular, why people might support him in the Donbass. You're never allowed to ask why with them. There's just always this built-in assumption that these liberal transatlantic elites control reality. And anyone who questions it is a conspiracy theorist. I always feel like when a Democrat is in office, we face harsher attacks because we have an audience that is considered left-wing, and so it threatens them more, and they need to isolate voices like ours. Whereas with the right, they can just say, oh, those are right-wing QAnon conspiracists. It's harder to deal, and it's going to be harder for them to deal with their own base, which sees through not just sees through their hollow politics now, but is really cynical, especially after the latest Epstein release. You got Tom Pritzker resigning from Hyatt Hotels. He's the first cousin of J.B. Pritzker, who I think, other than Newsom, will be the front runner. And then you have that whole class of podcasters, Cenk Uygur coming out and questioning whether 9/11 was an inside job, Anna Kasparian apologizing to you on Syria and sounding like us 2 years ago, but maybe, we're a little bit less telegenic. Crystal Ball, she used to be just like a Democratic consultant, and that didn't work out. And she's now, moving closer and closer to the anti-imperialist camp. I mean, you can kind of just see that whole podcast world and that world of that class of influencers who's much closer to the Democratic Party and the Bernie wing than we are, sounding much more adversarial on foreign policy and questioning things much more than they ever had before.